morning, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities. Presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little, corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, two-time best-selling author and speaker. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Koereyelle. A little bit about her. Koereyelle is a former educator who managed to turn her $32,000 teaching salary into a six-figure brand. As the Chief Experience Officer of Work, Pray, and Slay, an annual 4-day empowerment weekend for women who are ready to win, and creator of the Get Money Game, an empowerment coaching program, she's determined to helping other women realize their dreams and get paid their worth. With a passion for women and pizzazz for entrepreneurship, co-authored 2 self-development books for women, Work 101, Get Your Life Together Guide, and her sophomore project, which shares success secrets for fearless female entrepreneurs. She hosts a weekly podcast show entitled Confessions of a Workaholic and creates tribe-building travel experiences for women through her Busy at the Beach brand. She's an international speaker, award-winning entrepreneur, and educator who's been featured nationally by Forbes, Essence Magazine, the Huffington Post, the Tom Joyner Morning Show, XO Nicole, Rolling Out, NBC, TV1, VH1, Bravo TV, and more for her Empowerment Pro. Welcome, Koereyelle, to the table.
Woo, that was quite an intro. Thank you for that. And thank you for having me.
Yes, you are welcome. So I know I read your amazing bio, so please tell the listeners a little bit more about you.
Oh my goodness, you said so much. But in a nutshell, I am a former classroom teacher right out of Tennessee State University. Shout out to my HBCU. I became a classroom teacher, taught 2nd and 3rd grade, and it did not take me long before I realized that God had to have something more for me beyond those classroom walls. And so, long story short, I only taught for 4 years, ended up walking away from the classroom and finding ways to discover my purpose and live out my purpose in different ways. So I'm still very much so an educator. But now, instead of educating children, I am blessed to be able to educate women all around the world who want to discover their purpose, live life passionately, and finally get paid with their work. So I do lots of things. You mentioned some of them. I have Work, Pray, Slay Weekend, Busy at the Beach, Travel Tribe, and I host a podcast. So lots of amazing things going on. But at the end of the day, I am an educator at heart that just wants to help women win.
I love that. You went from 32K teaching salary to a 6-figure brand. That is so amazing. And just shout out to TSU. I was just there today speaking to over 100 girls today on the campus of TSU. So yes, shout out to your college. Yes. I'm an Aggie at heart though, Aggie pride. Yes.
I love it.
So Koereyelle, you turned your 32K salary into a 6-figure brand. So please tell listeners, how did you create your seat at the table? What strategies did you take to create that seat?
So really the biggest thing, and I started my businesses, before Instagram. So I think with, Instagram is like a gift and a curse because it inspires everyone, tremendously to explore entrepreneurship, but it also makes it look like it's just easy and it's overnight. And so luckily I started my entrepreneurial journey before Instagram, before I had everybody under the sun to compare myself to. So I really just started out by doing what I loved. And the brand that kind of put me on the map, so to speak, was the Single Wives Club, which was a passion project, a global brand that was literally born from my personal experience, my personal story. And so what I did to create a seat at the table, I would say, is just dug deep to really figure out what I have personally experienced that was unique to me that I could use to help someone else. And so that's what I built my brand off of, which was literally to help other single women who are in similar circumstances to me. And that is literally the brand that I use to kind of make a name for myself and be able to establish a personal brand that I have been. So being authentic and finding ways that I can use my own story to connect and add value and help someone else.
I love that, reaching back and pulling forward. That is so important for, to our success. And something else, a major takeaway that you just talked about was that comparison game, social media. So can you elaborate on that a little bit? Because a lot of people I found, have that comparison game. They're so stuck on what social media, and most of the time social media is not even real.
I mean, none of the time is social media real, because even when, the things that you post are legit, it's still your caption, your comment, your angle, like it's still, what I'm seeing is your eye view. I'm not seeing the whole picture. I'm only showing what you are showing me. So even if it's something real, it's only a piece of reality. So we are literally comparing the ins and outs, because we know everything about ourselves. So we're comparing the ins and outs of our lives to what we think we know about other people. And we're never going to win that way. And this is definitely something that we all do. Like, this is not above any of us. On a daily basis,
right,
we're scrolling the timeline. Even if it's not necessarily comparing, like, in a jealous way, sometimes I find myself comparing, like, oh, I see, oh, they're doing this. Maybe if I, did that, or I could do this, I see so-and-so doing that, I could just do that. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that way when you have the resources and when, you know what you're capable of. So it's not even always comparison in what you think you don't have, but sometimes you can get distracted from what you're supposed to be doing because you're so caught up in what everybody else is doing. So I think it's natural, but you have to be aware of it and acknowledge it so that you can redirect yourself and get focused.
I love that. Because it's so hard it's so easy to get lost in it. You're right. It's so easy to get lost in it, but we just have to stay focused on what our passion is and what our purpose is in life, and follow our journey, and stop, trying to be like the next person, and make sure that what we're trying to do, we're passionate about it, and it's something that we sincerely want to do.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the Work, Pray, Enslavement, the Empowerment Weekend for women who are ready to win. So will you please talk to the listening audience about that weekend and how they can purchase tickets and attend?
Yes, so Work, Pray, Weekend is a 4-day game-changing experience, unlike anything else that you have ever experienced, because this is the only event around that brings together both personal and professional development. Most of the time when we attend these events, it's either for like faith-based, or it's business-focused, or it's strictly, like personal development. But this is literally a mixture of everything. And so whether you need help and support in, your finances, or you want to explore entrepreneurship, or you're interested in relationship readiness, or you want to know about wealth building, like, we are bringing in experts and women from across the country, leaders from across the country, to present these interactive workshops, panel conversations, networking opportunities, and just a really good chance for you to connect with like-spirited, like-minded women who are, investing in themselves and want to encourage and support and celebrate you as well. So this is our 7th year doing it. It sounds crazy even hearing myself saying it, but this is going to be our 7th annual Workplace Play Weekend. And it's going to be here in Atlanta, October 31st through November 3rd. Early bird passes will be on sale March 15th, and all of those details are going to be available at workprayslay.com, and that's work with an E.
I love it. So listeners, please go get your tickets for this awesome event. They go on sale. You said March 15th, correct, Koereyelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so please go purchase your tickets. You do not want to miss this. And congratulations on your 7th year. I see every year I follow you. I follow you on Instagram and Facebook, and it's always a blessing when I'm seeing the pictures from the event. So it looks very powerful.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So let's talk about your book, Work 101, Get Your Life Together Guide, and your Sophomore Project. Could you please tell us a little bit more about your self-development book for women?
Yes, so Work 101, Get Your Life Together Guide was the very first book I released back in 2015, and it's literally a book full of life lessons. So I was at a point in my life where I felt like I had overcome so much, I had accomplished so much, and God had really, forced me to experience certain things so that I could share those lessons learned. And so that's what I did. I literally put together 77 health, wealth, and lifestyle lessons that I felt like had helped me to become the woman I was, and I wanted to reach back and help someone to do the same. So it's 77 lessons, everything from personal finance, entrepreneurship, to etiquette, to, I mean, just everything A to Z. It's an entire lifestyle guide to help you get your life together. And then the second book, Confessions of a Workaholic, is similar in that it shares lessons, except it's specifically for entrepreneurs. So all of the lessons are business related.
And how can they purchase your books? And how can they get in touch with you? They want you to come and speak on, with your tour and things like that. How can they reach you?
Koereyelle.com is my website, and then Koereyelle on all social networks.
Awesome. So please go support and purchase her books because they are definitely needed. Definitely needed. So let's talk about your podcast, The Confessions of a Workaholic. Talk to us about your podcast, Koereyelle.
So Confessions of a Workaholic is my weekly podcast show, and it gives me the opportunity to share the untold success secrets of fearless female entrepreneurs. So again, with Instagram and not even just social media, reality TV, like we are seeing an unrealistic picture of what entrepreneurship is really like. And so Confessions of a Workaholic, I'm able to interview your favorite boss babes, but ask them the questions that you really want to know. Like, what did it really take to get where you are? What are those lessons you wish someone would have told you? What was that thing that really put you on the map? The questions that really need answers. I am having an opportunity to ask those questions. So every Wednesday I release a new episode. Just released a brand new episode yesterday. And it's available on iTunes, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much any place podcasts are played.
I love it. And please go listen to her podcast. They're pretty awesome. I actually listen to them myself. So just so you know, they're pretty awesome. It's definitely helpful and will definitely prepare you for these next levels. Because every level brings a new devil. So that's fact. So let's talk about Busy at the Beach, the brand. Tell us more about that.
So a couple of years ago, when I was kind of still figuring things out with the Single Wives Club and still trying to figure out different monetization strategies, I really started looking at the other things that I was like naturally spending my time doing, and one of those things was not only traveling but planning travel. And so I went out and became a certified travel agent. I figured I might as well start getting paid for this, and instead of like waiting for customers to come to me to plan their travel, I decided to plan my own and invite people to attend. And so 5 years ago, I started the Travel Tribe. I took my very first group of ladies to Cancun, and since then I've taken almost 300 women to different beaches around the world. And so this past January, we did Cabo for MLK Work Weekend. In April, we're doing Jamaica for our Montego Bay Slay. And then in August, we are celebrating our 5th birthday with a beach bash where it all started in Cancun. So we haven't announced any more destinations beyond that. You can definitely get on the wait list for more information at busyatthebeach.com.
I love it. You have 3 amazing opportunities to participate in these travel experiences. So I suggest you all go to her website and get involved and get involved in these trips because they're definitely powerful. So definitely go support. So Koereyelle, I want to ask you some questions about getting to that next level because it's so important that we align ourselves with the right people when we're trying to go to the next level. So why is having the right people in our circle important, and also why is moving in silence so important?
You are who you surround yourself with. So even the strongest person in the world, like you may be strong-minded, you may be optimistic, but if you are constantly being bombarded with the opinions, the doubts, the fears, the limiting beliefs of other people, eventually that's going to start to wear on you. And so there already aren't enough hours in the day for us to pursue our dreams and, live out our passions. So if we are wasting some of the precious time that we, do have in explaining ourselves to other people and, trying to get people to understand what we're doing and trying to convince other people, that we're doing the right thing and trying to impress other people, you're literally going to be wasting your time. So I think that it's super important that you surround yourself with people who are a reflection of where you're going and not just where you've been, and not be afraid of that elevation. Even if that elevation requires separation. Like it's just part of the journey. You have to shed all of those things that are like a representation of your old life in order to embrace the new. Not to say that, you got to drop everybody, but the people who are not in alignment with where you're going, you don't have time to sit around and try to drag them along. And operating in silence, when you have something good, people are going to want to get a hold of it. It's already hard enough with social media being what it is, to protect your magic, and intellectual property is priceless. So just coming from that standpoint, when you have something good, you want to make sure you got all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure everything is tip top before you put it out there, so that you can protect all of the magic that you're creating.
And that is so true. Get with people who are where you want to be. And sometimes it does require, some people are going to fall off because some people can't go to that next level. That means, when they walk away, let them go. And a lot of us want to hold on to toxic relationships when it's meant for us to let go. But we're so comfortable, we're afraid to let go. And we'll miss our destiny because we're holding on to those things that are supposed to, be gone. So that is so true. So true.
Absolutely. And a lot of times we start to feel like it's us, like we take it personal. So I like to always talk about the fact that that's just part of it. So you don't feel like, oh my God, I'm such a terrible person if you notice that people start falling off.
Yes. Yes. So that's a lot of it. When people walk away, we get emotional, or we depressed, or we're mad at them, but it's part of the process. You're right. It's part of the process. So you are an international speaker, an award-winning entrepreneur and educator who has been featured in Forbes, Essence, Huffington Post, Tom Joyner Morning Show, to name a few, NBC, Rolling Out, and many more. Can you share with the listeners how one can reach these amazing goals in the media?
My best advice is to do something unique, be innovative, do something original that nobody else is doing, or do something that somebody else might be doing it, but do it in a new way. All of those places that you named, literally none of them, zero, not one of those media outlets did I pitch or did I, send a press kit to. All of those came from me working on, something special, me creating something, serving, the community in some way. So just making sure that you are focusing on doing something amazing instead of just doing something to get an interview or to get a feature or to get, promotion. Because I think that those things will come natural when you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing.
I love that. Creating something special, be unique, and most of all, building those genuine relationships.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you have all these great things going, Koereyelle. So tell us a little bit more about what did failure teach you?
I think I'm constantly failing. I think I just get better and better and better at failing, in that you stop taking it personal. I think failure teaches me constantly that I'm creative, that I'm resilient, because when you fail, that's just an opportunity to figure out a new way. And so I haven't ever failed to the point where I stopped, I quit. And so every time, obstacle pops up, I think it just teaches me to get a little bit creative and to redirect myself, or, a failure might pop up when it's time to pivot. And so just being able to recognize that and being willing to do that instead of fighting against it, I think is like my best advice for dealing with failures. But definitely failures just that I've experienced have taught me to be creative.
I love it. And it just teaches us that it's a lesson, right? For us just to get up and keep going and do it again, do it better the next time.
Absolutely.
So failure taught you to be creative. So what did success teach you?
Oh my God, success has taught me that I can do anything, that I am literally magic, that if I put my mind to it and I'm really, truly willing to work for it, anything is possible.
Love that, love that, love that. So we got all these great things that you've done and that you have going on. So what can we expect from you for the rest of 2019?
So at the end of 2018, we launched a new lifestyle publication called Work Mag. And it's a print magazine that spotlights and celebrates hard-working women as well as Black business owners. And so super excited about all of the amazing things coming with that. We just released the winter issue. I'm busy working hard on the spring issue as we speak. So, Work Mag, I'm celebrating my 100th episode of Confessions of a Workaholic, my podcast, this April. So, I have something special coming for that. And then Workplace Play is going to be back this October, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
I love it. Congratulations on all your success in advance. And I know that I'm excited to see what God is about to birth in your life this year. And I just wish you much success on everything that you have going on. And congrats on the magazine. That's going to be powerful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so would you please tell us, the listeners, how they can follow and contact you and go from there?
Absolutely. So you can find me on all social networks at Koereyelle. And online, I'm at Koereyelle and Koereyelle.com, and workplaceplay.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Koereyelle, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to let me interview you today. And I wish you many, many blessings on your journey.
Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Thank you again. So next, I would like to give a special thanks to two of my mentors, Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. Also, I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and author Kimberly McLemore. And you all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.